Hello everybody, it's been quite a while since I've done a video. Today I'm actually going to be changing my living room for my dining room and my dining room for my living room. So I thought I'll record that and have a little chat and see where we go with the day.
Green, blue, blue sky, green, green grass, blue, blue sky. Wait, I got here. He's got blue eyes. Winter. Yeah. Time to go on the show. This is the stage.
Just moved the bookshelves, so they need tidying up at a later date. This is my living room at the moment that I'm switching over. So we'll see it next time as a dining room. Swapping over. What? Huh?
Live streamed it.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
with the boys.
oh that's wrong.
Shouting at
Mummy, look underneath the table.
If you do it together, you can. That's it.
Totally doing this together.
No, I
Can't touch it.
Careful of the wall. Take it round the other
Stop.
side. If you go round that way, that's it.
Which way are we going? Yeah, I know.
That's it.
I'm moving Assie's straw because it's not in the right place. Yes, there. That's where it went. And that one on top. Peek at me. Mommy, peek at. That one's in your. That one's in your. Oh, yeah. That isn't new to this. Oh, I don't like the music one though.
Do that. Oh my
It's
God.
okay.
Of giving it a go. Feel free to ask a question or answer a question by annotating on the screen or writing in the chat.
So Ashley's doing her IGCSE course that she's just starting today. She is doing an English language course. So I've left her alone in the living room, that's now the living room. And it's still a bit all over the place, but she's gone in there quietly to do that for an hour. And I'm going to make tonight's dinner and plate it up because I'm out this evening, so then everybody can come in and take their plate and reheat that when they want to. I hate reheated food myself. I really hate it, but unfortunately that's the way it has to be today because we're quite busy. I'm also going to try and finish tidying up this new dining room, which at the moment just looks awful. And the two younger girls are having some tablet time as well while Ashley's on her course. So I'm going to crack on for another hour, see how much I can get done. lots of little helpers. I couldn't have moved the settee and the dining room table on my own. Unfortunately, my son is on exam leave from school at the moment. He's doing his GCSEs. So I pinched him for 10 minutes and he gave me a hand with that, and then afterwards the girls helped me put everything back into place. I got up before everybody else this morning and moved most of the furniture outside anyway, but those larger items obviously I needed a little bit of help with, so I've been able to get that done, cracked on with that. Now I just need to do the kind of tidying, so everything's where it needs to be, but I now need to sort through drawers and boxes and things that are just general spring clean in the summer. So yeah, a bit of a deep clean I need to do tomorrow with each room, and just sort out what we're doing. I've got the girls have each got like a pencil box, and I suggested to them that actually I'd do away with those and just have like a box for pencils, a box for felt tips and so on. And they were like, oh no, we want our own boxes. So they like to carry them through into whatever room they want to do their thing in, and yeah, so they want their own boxes. So we're going to tidy that up, replenish some of the things that are no good anymore. So that kind of thing just needs sorting out. A couple of, like, I've got books stacked on top of books and just needs a general tidy now just to straighten everything out. Other than that, everything is where it needs to be, and I'm really pleased. I love my living room in this room. It's a bit of a sun trap. It's as far away from the front door as you can possibly get it, so it kind of almost feels like you're in a summer house in the garden, like separate from the world. I don't know why, it's really funny. When we first built this room, or rather my other half built this room, it was a playroom, and that's what it was built as. And looking back now, oh, brings a tear to my eye. How it was just, we had two little boys. We had a baby and a two-year-old, and the fun that we had in this room was just wonderful. And over the years, the other children have played in here as we've had it as a playroom. And then as they started to get older, we realised that actually we could really do with getting a proper dining room table, because we never had one when we first moved in together all those years ago. And when the boys were small, we had a tiny table just for them. But obviously, as more children started coming, we decided that actually we really needed to get a dining room table now. So we did, and kept adding chairs as the family grew. Well, that then meant that we needed to have a room to put that dining table in. So we needed to have a dining room. So the playroom became a dining room, and then we had our living room. Hello.
I was wondering what noise a giraffe makes.
Girls just came in to ask me what sound a giraffe makes. These questions. So, where was I? Yes, so we decided obviously we wanted to have a table, so then the playroom became a dining room. We still had a living room, and then as the family grew, the living room felt a little bit small, so we switched the two over. But then over the years, I switched them backwards and forwards as the mood takes me, because sometimes the other room that the dining table is now in feels too small for the dining room table, because when we have it opened out fully and extended, at times like Christmas and so on, it can feel very cramped in there. But I always end up wanting to switch it back into here. It's very cozy, the other room, for a living room, especially in the winter time. But actually, and this room can get quite cold first thing in the morning in the autumn and winter. But actually, there's just so much light that just comes into it, and it makes me feel really cheerful. It reminds me of being a young parent with just children on the rug. You know, the Christmas tree fits really well in the window when it's time to have that up. There's more shelf space, so I can display more photographs. and things like that. I prefer this room. I prefer this room for a living room. Anyway, I keep looking at my hair. When I first started this video this morning, I'd done my makeup, and then I opened the patio doors, and as I was unlocking it at the top, all the dust and stuff that had accumulated over the past 2 or 3 years since I last opened that door to switch the rooms round fell into my eye, so I had to go and wash my eyeball out and then I ended up with a bowled eye, and then over the day it's just kind of been rubbed, and now I'm looking at myself and thinking, oh crikey. There we go. Who's that? Have you got your sweeties?
Oh, they raced me home.
Raced you home?
That's just for the cinema for tomorrow.
Oh.
And this is for today. They got a new flavour.
Oh.
Can I eat it?
Yes, because you had your lunch for your dinner. Your dinner for your lunch, didn't you? Okay. Winter's just been to the shop for some sweeties. Yes, so anyway, I'm rambling. I need to tidy the patio up a little bit, but it's not the be all and end all. I want to get the shelves and the drawers sorted out first. And then I shall be completely happy and relaxed in my environment again. I do sometimes just get a little bit stuffy, and I think sometimes I feel like I want to move. I often feel like I want to move, actually, and I have done for many years, but it's not always that practical, is it? Just to move, and I have other responsibilities that keep us here. So switching round helps me with that. I think it helps, but the children will probably need therapy for it when they're older. They're crazy mummy, moving the rooms around all the time. So what else happened? Yes, Ashley started her Cambridge IGCSE English language course today, online, and we are using a company called Learn, Laugh, Play. So she is actually 12 at the moment and would be coming to the end of year 7 if she were in secondary school. But we've started on this IGCSE course. Anyway, it started off wonderfully, and about 10 minutes before the end she came into me crying, and I was like, oh no. And I could feel myself getting a little bit irritated because I so wanted her to give it a real good try, because it's what she wanted. We've discussed it, and we've discussed what GCSEs she may want to do, if she wants to do them at all, and we decided that actually this IGCSE English course that she's doing would be a great place to start, because before we did unschooling, she did a lot of what we called language arts, which is an American term really, because we used a lot of American curriculums that we found. So she did a lot of language arts. She did a lot of UK kind of workbook style learning before we flipped over and became unschooling. So she has a really good base in all of that. Anyway, she came in and she was frustrated because she had been asked to write a speech or to prepare to write a speech, but she didn't know what she wanted to talk about, and she didn't feel she'd been given enough time. And so the pressure of being told, okay, for the next 10 minutes, what I'd like you to do is to work on this, and then it will be the end of the lesson. And she just completely flipped out and panicked. And I could feel myself getting a little bit irritated because I wanted her to calm down and be rational. So we had a few words together. She told me off for my reaction. And then the lesson finished anyway, and we put it to bed. We hugged it out, and then we talked about it. And what we've identified is that actually, hello.
I'm hungry.
Okay. Can you have an orange?
Okay.
Yeah. You can reach an orange, can't you? Yeah. Okay. Love you. Okay. All right. Yes. So what we identified was that if you have what you want, whichever you want, okay. Yes, so we identified that actually what was quite, it was always almost, we kind of made it quite amusing, is that this is exactly why we home educate, because she felt rushed and she felt pressured and almost didn't really see the point, which if she wants to do the GCSE course, she will have to work on managing that for her own self, because things are it's a means to an end, isn't it? So we discussed that. If you want something, you have to work towards it. But yes, so she felt pressured and she didn't like the time constraint that she had. She was upset because she didn't know what she wanted to write about, when I suggested to her, then just pretend that you're interested and passionate about this thing, anything, and write about that. And she didn't like that because she thought that was a waste of time. And yeah, so she had this little flip out. But we spoke about how the children who go to school will also feel this way, but because they're in that environment daily, they become accustomed to it. And for some children, they adapt and they're able to get on. And for some children, it's very, very hard and they struggle with that for the duration. So how fortunate Ashley is in her position at home. It was a suggestion. It was, you know, I'd like you over the next 10 minutes, I'd like you to work on the preparation for your speech. You might find that your preparation becomes your speech. That's okay. You might find that you've got loads of ideas. You might find that you've got no ideas, and that's okay. And she'd actually said, you might find that your inspiration doesn't actually come until later or until Wednesday, and that's okay. And so actually she'd removed the pressure for these home educated children. In fact, I think at one point she even said, I know you've got loads of things that you'll be getting on with this week and you're all likely to be really busy doing what it is that you do. And she was just really great. So we're obviously going to have a chat about the expectations for this course, and to remind Ashley that the course is a year long. And she's not sitting an exam tomorrow. She's not expected to know these techniques at the moment. That's why she's being taught them within this course. And actually, if she gets to the end of 12 months and she still feels she's not ready to sit an exam, then we'll wait or we won't bother, whatever she wants to do. So yes, that was a bit of a fractious 20 minutes in the middle of the day. But the rest of the lesson went really, really well and she enjoyed it.
Oh no, said the tiger, and he let Floppy go. A crocodile jumped out. Got you, she said. I can trick a crocodile, said Floppy. Look out, said Floppy. There's a bee on your nose. Oh no, she said. The crocodile, and she let Floppy go.
Good. Well then, back again. It has been a busy day. I am getting ready to go to a couple of fitness classes this evening, and the two youngest girls are going to sports club for an hour. while I do my class, and then Daddy's bringing them home, putting them to bed so I can do my other class, and then I'm going to come home and I'm going to get in bed and I'm going to read my books and binge watch my TV show and just do absolutely nothing until the morning. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.